Everyone's calling Claude Skills the next MCP. They're not even close. MCP is a protocol. Skills is a folder. One needs a server. The other needs a markdown file. One loads always. The other loads only when you ask. If you've been treating Skills like a smaller MCP, you're building the wrong thing. So here's what Skills actually is and why it might be bigger than MCP ever was. So what is a Claude skill? Literally, it's a folder with one file inside called skill.md. That file has front matter at the top, name and a description. That's the API. That's the whole interface. The description is the only thing Claude reads at startup. Every skill in your workspace gets scanned. None of them are loaded. Then you ask Claude something. It matches your request against every description it just scanned. If it finds a match, it loads that skill's body, the full instructions. If it doesn't, the skill stays on disk, costs nothing. This is the part most people miss. It's not a tool, it's not a plugin, it's just a folder with markdown that Claude decides to read or not. Anthropic published this as an open standard in December 2025. Atlassian, Canva, Figma, Notion, Ramp, Sentry all shipped skills. Then OpenAI quietly adopted the same spec. ChatGPT, Codex, same folder, same skill.md. Different model, just works. Here's the part most people miss. Skills load in 3 stages, not all at once. Stage 1, just the description, maybe 30 tokens, always loaded. Stage 2, the full skill.md body, loaded only when your request matches. Stage 3, references, scripts, helper files, loaded only when the body says, go look at this. The result? Your expertise sits on disk, costing almost nothing until the exact moment Claude needs it. Claude is jack of all trades. Skills make it master of one, but only when you ask. Compare that to a system prompt, always loaded, every turn, every token, or an MCP server, tools registered up front, whether you use them or not. Skills flip it. Nothing's loaded until it's relevant. The whole library lives in your repo, costs you almost nothing to keep. And the second you ask for something specific, the right expert wakes up. So why isn't Skills just MCP? MCP is a wire protocol. You run a server. Claude talks to it over the network. Skills is a folder on disk. No server, no protocol, just markdown. The cost difference is wild. GitHub's official MCP, tens of thousands of tokens, always loaded. An equivalent skill, dozens of tokens, until you actually use it. Custom GPTs? OpenAI's version was a folder of prompts too, but locked in their UI. You can't inspect them, can't port them, can't audit what's actually in there. Skills are text files in your repo. Anyone can read them. Anyone can fork them. System prompts? Always loaded. Every conversation, every token, every turn. Skills wait until they're asked for. But here's the part the comparisons miss. Skills don't replace MCP. They complement it. MCP gives Claude tools. Skills tell Claude when and how to use them. One is the toolbox. The other is judgment about which tool to grab. Let me show you. This is a real skill folder. Real skills in this workspace. Each one's a folder, just markdown inside. Let's open the director's playbook for long-form video. Front matter at the top, name, description, that's the discovery signal. The description is what Claude reads at startup. The rest sits idle. Now watch what happens when I ask Claude to help me plan a video. It read every skills description in this folder, matched 2 of them, loaded both. No protocol, no server, no JSON schema, no SDK to install. Just folders with markdown. And this isn't unique to my workspace. Look at who shipped this in 6 weeks. 6 weeks after the open standard dropped, this is the shipped list. Atlassian, Canva, Cloudflare, Figma, Notion, Ramp, Sentry. These aren't demo skills. These are production integrations. Simon Willison mirrored Anthropic's official skills on GitHub. Anyone with a folder and a markdown file can ship one. Then OpenAI quietly did something nobody expected. They adopted the same spec. ChatGPT, Codex CLI, same skill.md format. Skills you write today work tomorrow on a different model. Simon Willison called it a Cambrian explosion in skills, which will make this year's MCP rush look pedestrian. So let me build one right now, about 90 seconds. One folder, empty. Now the skill.md. Front matter first. The description has to be specific. What it does, plus when to use it. Third person. If it's vague, Claude never loads the skill. Discovery just fails silently. Now, a few lines of body. What this skill does once it's loaded. That's it. Save the file, open Claude. Claude scanned every description in the folder, found mine, loaded it, followed it. But here's what most people miss. A skill isn't only markdown. Drop a script in the folder. Bash, Python, anything. Claude runs it as part of the skill. So it's not just instructions. It's instructions plus the code to carry them out. No deploy, no server, no JSON schema, no SDK, just a folder, a markdown file, and a script when you need one. So the question now isn't whether to write one, it's which expert you want to codify first. So why might skills be bigger than MCP? Because skills doesn't need infra. No server, no deploy, no protocol. Anyone with a folder and a markdown file ships expertise that ports across every major AI surface. MCP gave Claude tools. Skills give Claude judgment about when to use them. That's the leverage. If you're a founder trying to figure out where skills fit in your stack, we build custom skills for founders. First call's free. Classytic.com. Link below.